It's the Orioles on Masson, and they did come home, and they did find a W as the Cleveland Indians lost the opener, and the Orioles got out of that 6-game losing streak. They'll try to make it 2 in a row today. Hi, everybody, and the sun is out, and it's a little warmer. Hooray, hooray. For all the baseball players, an opportunity to play in weather that actually looks like baseball weather. The Orioles hope that will improve that W and L column. Unfortunately, they are going to be without one of their leading hitters and their leadoff batter. Trey Mancini will not be in the starting lineup, but the good news is he's not on the DL either. This is the play that took him out. Caused a gash in the knee as it slid underneath the padding and into that brick wall. He had to have a couple of stitches. He's going to stay available on a day-to-day basis. That's what we're at coming into today's game, Trey.
Yeah, obviously doesn't feel too good, but luckily avoided anything too serious there, like no tears, no break. So I just had to get a couple stitches, and it's just really swollen today, and it's tough to bend my knee, but I'm hoping within a couple days it'll be good.
Well, Buck Showalter said if I have to go with a short bench and I'm waiting for Trey Mancini, Jim Palmer, he said, I'll wait.
Well, yeah, and he also went on to say, well, 10-day DL starting last year, so would only lose it for 10 days, but he, along with Manny, you're one of your hottest guys. He had an 8-game hitting streak, 4 doubles, playing well in the outfield, leading off, which is what you're always looking for. So, again, he was limping around the locker room, but I don't imagine the way that the Oriole trainers and trainers in general can take care of players. He'll probably be back, and he would love to get back as soon as he can. And so would the Orioles love to have him there. So we'll see a change in the lineup. We'll take a look at that when we come back. All set to go here in this afternoon. Indians-Orioles Game 2. Toyota from Antwerp, Toyota. This is a beautiful day here at the ballpark for this kind of late afternoon start. Game time temperature brought to you by BGE Home. We know more. We do more. It is 62 degrees. Few high clouds and very little breeze here at the ballpark to start it out. Here's the starting lineup for the Cleveland Indians. It'll be Lindor, Kipnis, and Ramirez. Brantley, Encarnacion, Alonso, Gomes, Naquin, and Zimmer. And for Michael Brantley, a big 5-game hit streak, including multi-hit games, pushed his average up to 458. So the same lineup, 7 lefties for Chris Tillman, who's really been struggling. You can see the repertoire, the 4-seam fastball, 2-seamer, slider, throws that about 70% over. Fastball command, it's got to get better. It's been about 49%
of the pitches he throws. Numbers are horrid. Again, if you look at 11 1/3, 22 hits, base on balls, and historically, maybe not last year because he was injured. He said he wasn't, but he pitched like it. He's always been able to get a little bit better. So another chance to prove he can pitch every 5th day in a major league lineup, and it's a big game for him and for the Orioles.
Well, that's what we were talking about, Jim, and everybody else around the ballpark is too. For Chris, is this it? I mean, how long can you go on with the numbers that he's posted and the few innings that he's pitched and keep him coming out as a part of the rotation? I don't mean that to be unkind to Chris, but it's a baseball question that everybody's asking.
Yeah, and I think he's getting a longer leash because of what he's done in the past for Buck Showalter. I mean, he went 65 and 33. One of the more accomplished 13 to 16 wins. You could pencil that in. A lot of innings. A lot of deep into the game. 6 2/3, 7 1/3. Gave you a chance to win pretty much every time out, and that's changed. So hopefully today, you're working on stuff. It's a little bit harder to do it once you get in the ball game, but that's how they decide whether you're going to pitch or not.
Francisco Lindor will lead it off. He had an 0 for 4 in the ball game last night, only 1 for his last 15. And Tillman will start him out with a strike on the outside corner. Chris, the 29-year-old right-hander, has had good numbers against the Cleveland Indians. 5 wins and 2 losses lifetime against Cleveland. Lindor, the leadoff batter, switch hitter, puts it up in the air to right field. Ball will carry over towards the warning track, backs up a little bit, and hauled in by Santander.
Yeah, take a look at the defense, and they'll be tested because he's a fly ball pitcher. Gentry, Jones, Santander, the outfielder, Beckham, Machado, Sardinas, Davis, and then Chance Sisco. A lot of righties. In fact, all 4 scheduled starters for the Indians in this series will be right-handed. I would imagine maybe Caleb Joseph will play one of these games. We'll see which one that is.
So Chris gets the leadoff man out. That has been a problem this year. Leadoff batters were 5 for 6. And the pitch will be taken outside for a ball. The first innings also have been a problem for Chris, not just this year, but even in the years when he was pitching well. He has given up 5 first inning runs so far this season. Shift is on. Breaking ball, off speed pitch in there to Kipnis. Kipnis has got a 6-game hit streak coming into this. He continued it last night, a 1 for 3, a walk and a run scored for him. 1-1 delivery on the way, and the pitch will miss up high, 2-1 count.
Yeah, even the first batter, Lindor, probably went back to the dugout. He said, boy, I got a good pitch to hit. Target was on a low and away. It was down and in, just missed driving it out of here.
2-1 delivery taken, and that one is going to miss down low. Kipnis has hit only 137 off right-handers for the start this year. Obviously put some numbers up against the lefties. Here's the 3-1 delivery on the way. Kipnis will take it, and he is on with a walk.
Yeah, if you look at the Indians, I mean, 2 runs in the last 25 innings pitched. So it was described today in the Cleveland paper, their offense in a deep freeze.
Well, these two teams are both in a deep freeze when it comes to runs. I mean, the ball game last night, the Orioles got some key hits at the right time and won it 3-1. But you look at the numbers for both these ball clubs, Terry Francona's ball club and Buck Showalter's team. The Indians are hitting as a team 207. Orioles as a team 222. Pitch will be taken for a strike. Ramirez stands in. For Ramirez, last night he ended up with an 0-fer. He is yet another of the switch hitters in this lineup. He's gone 1 for 4. Lifetime off Chris Tillman. Runner at first, 1 down. 0-1 delivery. Runner stays. Off speed pitch, and he just waited long enough. Base hit, scoop. Adam tried to hurry it, wanted to see if he could get a forced play at second, but did not get a good handle on it.
Yeah, the
Chris Tillman,
yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, for Chris Tillman, the turn has been so dramatic. And we looked at some of the numbers when Chris was winning, and then last year and this year, and you look at it and you go, Lord, look at his record 2012-2016. ERA 3.81. His strikeout walk ratio was outstanding. Opponent batting average was right where you want it to be. He pitched almost 6 innings per start, and then all of a sudden 2017 and into this year, 1-10, ERA over 8. Strikeout walk ratio disappears, average way up. I mean, it's really
incredible to look at that and say, what happened? 1 down, 2 on. Ball's going to get away. It'll go to the backstop, and that'll move 2 up.
You know, there's the inexperience factor of Chance Sisco. It's going to be called a wild pitch because anytime you bounce a ball, but you know, for Chance, and I don't know if he got crossed up or not, because I mean, you can see the glove goes up, the ball goes down. Now normally, because this is what catchers worked at, he's worked hard at being better. I think he just didn't know what was coming. Man, runner on second, they got the signs confused, and that's why they come out. And so again, I mean, he thinks it's going to be a fastball. It kind of tells you that, you know, Tillman, I mean, that was a pretty good curveball, except he wasn't looking for it.
Yep.
But again, about Chris, everything has changed since the shoulder injury in late August in 2016. You know, slow start last year, got the PRPs trying to, you know, the shot in the shoulder. He's never been the same.
Yep.
Yeah.
So 2 in scoring position and a red hot hitter. Michael Brantley at the plate and takes a big cut and fouls it off. Brantley had a 2 for 4 in the ball game last night. He's pursuing multi-hit games that have raised his average. 5 consecutive multi-hit games. That's matches a career high for him. And he has not struck out in each of the last 33 appearances at the plate. He is tied with Joe Panik of the Giants for the longest current streak of plate appearances without a strikeout. 1-1 delivery on the way, and he'll take the pitch up high for a ball.
Yeah, he's a tough out because if you throw him breaking balls, and we saw it last night, slider, he hit for a double over the bag, and if you pitch him away, he'll punch it into left. You can see the runners in scoring position number. Even last night, he was one of the 1 for 10s. You know, he's over the course of the year having a great year. Doesn't really matter whether they're on or not.
2-1 delivery, off-speed breaking ball will miss down low, so Brantley able to work the count. 3 balls and 1 strike. Chris Tillman with that wild pitch now has 4 wild pitches on the year. He has walked 11 in 12 innings and has struck out only 3 on the season. Runners off second and third. 3 ball 1 strike count to Brantley, and he'll ground it with the runner coming home. They'll make the play at first base. Zardinas gets it over there. RBI for Brantley, and Cleveland's got a 1-0 lead. 2 down.
Yeah, so now make it 3 runs in the last 26 innings for this offense, and you know, he'll take it. That was a good changeup. You know, 3-1 fastball count. Tillman actually, this is the best he's thrown the ball. Now it'll even be better if he can get out of this inning with only 1 run. Yeah.
So a runner at third base, but there are 2 down. And let's see what he can do against the power hitting Encarnacion, who went 0 for 3 in the game last night. Encarnacion, a 300 hitter off Tillman. A lot of at bats. Long ball in the yard. Adam Jones over, and he will put it away. So Tillman works his way around what could have been a much bigger inning. Only a run in on a hit with a runner left. So far this season. That's bothering that youngster tremendously. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Orioles. It'll be Gentry, Alvarez, and Machado, Jones, Davis, and Beckham, Santander, Cisco, Sardinas. For Manny Machado last night, first career home run on a 3-0 count, his 6th of the year.
And Mike Clevenger, a nice year for him last year. You know, started in the minor leagues, had some injuries, and then he called up, won 12 games. Fastball, slider, that's the one he throws over the most. Change-up, curveball. So 4-pitch pitcher. I mean, he's got a good arm. He's going to be 92 to 93. I'd probably see a couple ticks more than that. And again, you know, slider at 80. That's he loves it, and he's very good control of it. You can see he will keep the ball in the ballpark. And
it's his 4th career start against the Orioles. He has a 2-0 record, 3.60. He went 2-0 last year in 3 starts. And the pitch taken for a strike. So Gentry moves into the leadoff spot for the Orioles. With Trey Mancini out, this is the first time Gentry has hit leadoff for the Orioles this season as he gets the start in left field. Gentry will power that one away. He has faced Clevenger only once and picked up a hit, 1 for 1 against the 27-year-old right-hander.
And if he does get on, then because of his ability to steal, it does present a little bit different challenge if you're a starting pitcher or even a reliever with Gentry, because he's going to run.
0-2 delivery will be taken down low. So another advantage of having him at the top of the lineup here to open the ball game up.
And you just hope he gets on.
The right-handers against Clevenger this year have gone 11 for 40. Last year, right-handers hit 180 against him. 180. 1-2 delivery on the way. Kind of a slur pitch across the plate, and the count goes to 2-2.
There were 2 numbers, you know, that I looked at last year. That number 180 by the right-handers, and also Carl Willis, the pitching coach. He's been, you know, he's back. He's been in and out. There's a hang and break.
2-2 will be popped up shallow left. Shortstop Lindor going out wants it, and got it.
Yeah, take a look at the defense, and Brantley, Zimmer, and Naquin. You know, again, pretty good outfield. Ramirez, Lindor, Kipnis, Alonso. Yonder Alonso coming over. And then Jan Gomes gets to catch today. Threw out 40% of the runners. Not that the Orioles do a lot of running, but very good catch and throw behind the plate. But the other number was the 190 runner in scoring position number. That is hard to duplicate or replicate year to year. Very low.
Shift is put on. Alvarez will take the pitch. And a 1-0 count. 0 for 4 in the ball game last night, hitting in that number 2 spot. Right-handers delivery to him, and that's going to miss. Pedro Alvarez is at the top right now for the Orioles in most pitches seen per plate appearance. He's averaging 4.53 pitches per plate appearance, and that's number 1 on the O's. The Orioles, as a team, in fact, are 3.99 pitches per plate appearance, and that is above the American League average right now. So they're making opposing pitchers work, even though that's not showing up in runs. That one will be in the outside corner for a strike.
Then you get a young pitcher, at least experience-wise, like Clevenger, and he got to 3-1 by what Trevor Bauer did to Pedro last night, which is a lot of off-speed stuff.
Shift in full force in the infield here, and Pedro will go the other way with it up in the air to left. Pretty good wood going back. Warning track at the wall, and there is room, and it's hauled in. Brantley going back and nestling underneath.
Yeah, the weather warms up. I think it's going to maybe get to a high in the low 60s. So the fly ball, the warning track, especially in left field at 364, kind of catch your breath a little bit if you're pitching, especially a big, strong guy like Pedro.
That'll bring up Manny Machado, who is doing everything and doing it well. Manny comes in with an 8-game hit streak, hitting .375 over the streak and .338 overall. He's been mashing the long ball, picking up RBIs for the Orioles. And the pitch will be away for a ball. For Manny, 6 home runs, 15 RBIs in the last 13 games. After he got out of that short streak without a home run or an RBI in his first 7. Clevenger's delivery to him, and that'll be at the knees for a strike.
Yeah, and this is the way you want to face him, as hot as he's been. Nobody on. Take your chances. Try to make a pitch where you can keep him in the ballpark. 3 home runs in the last 2 games. That's not very easy.
And the pitch is going to be taken down low. Clevenger comes in having walked 6 in 16 2/3 innings. Striking out about a batter per inning at 14. 2-1. And he right off the end of the bat in a cue shot right there.
Yeah, take a look, and this is how he rates him. You know, usually we say third base, but moving the shortstop. So he's second batting average, first in home runs, third in RBIs, second in on base slugging, and then first with 13 extra base hits.
2 for 6 off Clevenger. 2-2 delivery to him. Breaking ball in the dirt. A little funky windup that he has. A lot of motion, kind of herky jerky, and then comes at you in a hurry.
Well, what he does, he'll start, but watch him gather himself over the pitching rubber, and that's the way you. So you can do anything you want, but at the end of the day, he'll get his balance. He'll right there and then go.
Good pitch, missed inside.
Little changeup, yeah, missed. Well, that's how the way you have to pitch to Manny.
So the walk comes with 2 down.
Yeah, you watch the films. You know, last night it was a 3-0 fastball off Trevor Bauer. First time he's ever done it, as you mentioned in the open. And then we saw fastballs and sliders in Detroit on Thursday when he hit the 2 home runs.
Well, the Orioles get a runner on, extend the inning. Adam Jones. Adam with a 1 for 4 in the ball game last night, and that's the same number he has off Mike Clevenger. 1 for 4. 2 down, 1 on. Infield pretty much straight up. And the center fielder has moved back.
Yeah, you know, first thing
I asked Terry about that this morning. Terry Francona, the skipper. I said, what about Zimmer? It seemed to us he was so shallow. And Terry said he thought the wind was blowing in beginning of the game, so he moved in. And then when the wind stopped blowing, he didn't adjust. And he said he was too shallow. Should have backed up a little bit. And he's done that today. He's back where a normal position would be for a center fielder. 0-1 pitch, and that one down.
Yeah, even Byron Buxton, who from the Twins, who won the Platinum Gold Glove, in other words, the best of the Gold Glovers in center, played pretty deep here.
Yeah,
I think you just run out of room. You know, like even the home run that Manny hit, if he's a little bit deeper, he might have been able to at least keep it in the ballpark.
0-1 the count. Runner off first base. Adam will pop that one up in the inside. First base. Handled. Alonso there to get it. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. Indians up 1-0. Gold certification, and will take the field against the Indians in special Earth Day jerseys and caps. First 20,000 fans 15 and over receive an Earth Day tote bag presented by MLB Network. Tickets at Orioles.com. I was looking around, for those of you who remember, that's just what I was looking at, the youngsters. You buy that regularly priced upper deck seat, you can bring 2 youngsters to the ballpark free all year. And I'm looking around in the upper deck. There are a lot of people in the upper deck, more than would normally be there. And I think they're taking advantage, folks taking advantage of that. So keep that in mind. That's every game all year here at home.
Well, you get the yard mode. Beautiful day.
Yeah.
Going to be in the 60s.
Bring the kids. Base hit left field. Going after it. Alonso didn't even wait on that one. He had an 0 for 4 last night. He comes away with a leadoff single here in the 2nd inning.
Now, you always talk about the importance of getting the leadoff hitter, because if you get him, and then all of a sudden a lot of things come into play. But the counter of that is, if you're Terry Francona now, you can hit and run. The one thing about Chris Tillman, for a 6'5" pitcher, he holds runners about as well as anybody in baseball. It just makes it more difficult. It opens up holes. You know, your infielders maybe come in for double play position. So if the ball's hit hard, exit velocity plays in, and then all of a sudden outs are into singles.
Here is Gomes doing the catching today, and that's all the way to the backstop. Another one of those overthrows, and that's his 2nd wild pitch of the day.
Well, that's the confidence factor, and we've just seen that. It started last year. You can just see he's so far over rotated. He's gone left, and that's where his line is. You know, your line to the plate is so important, whether you're right-handed or left-handed. You know, where's your front foot land? Do you land on the ball of your foot, not on your toe or your heel? But he went straight left, and that's where the ball went.
So a runner at 2nd, 1-0 count. Gomes toward short will hold the runner. Manny up. Makes the throw, and they get a big out. Speaking of leadoff men getting on, that has been a huge problem for Chris, as you might imagine. Tillman's retired only 43% of leadoff batters in the starts he's had this year.
Yeah, you'd like to be between about 67 to 75%. If you get up there 3 out of 4, you're really doing well. Good pitch there, though, and Gomes, you got to be a little annoyed because he did not even get. I'm sure he tried to get him over, but the 2-seamer fooled him. So they don't advance the runner. Yeah,
Lincoln will have a chance here. 2 for 2 ball game last night. He's not faced Tillman before. Beckham is in at 3rd, and the pitch will be taken for a ball. Right fielder. They love the work he does out there. Good arm. Good D with the glove. And now looking for an RBI. Good secondary lead. That'll be at the knees for a strike. Zimmer, number 9 hitter, waiting on deck. Naquin, 333 with runners in scoring position so far this year. Good number for him early. That tied him up but missed.
Man, we talk about the curveball, and doesn't throw it a whole lot, about 16% of the time, but it's only thrown it over 1 out of 3, which is really that much lower than in years past. It's actually 12-6 today.
That one's going to go to right. It'll stay up Santander, and the runner will stay at second base. So another big out. So Tillman a chance to get out of the inning. Get breaking Oriole news as it happens by checking out MASNsports.com. Visit the website. Latest headlines. Rock Tobacco and Steve Molesky. Don't miss an O's story. Check it out. MASNsports.com. So the Indians, real chance here with the leadoff man on. Now there are 2 down. 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position last night. They're already 0 for 4 today. Zimmer fouls it back. He had an 0 for 2 in the ball game last night.
Yeah, 1 for 9 when it comes to driving in runners when they get to 2nd or 3rd.
Had a 5-game hit streak coming into this series, ended last night. Good lead at second base. Alonso. Tillman will get a foul ball off the fist. 0-2.
Yeah, average fastball this year, not that he's commanded, is about 89. Now, I don't know what the results are going to be, but the windup and with other than that 1 ball he pulled off the plate, the stuff is a little crisper. But you still got to make good pitches, and you have to be able to get guys out in critical moments like this.
Turn him away. 1-2. Outfield shaded to left, playing him to go the other way a little bit. Orioles always cover that gap in right field. Roger McDowell intently watching his starter. 1-2 delivery. That'll be fouled the same way as the last one he fouled off. It'll stay at 1-2.
Yeah, Dylan Bundy, marvelous last night. 100 and what? I think 108 pitches, 9 strikeouts. Got his first win. Now he's what? Pitched 5 great games, 5 outstanding starts.
Supplying the folks up there with the same foul ball. Yeah, Bundy was just spectacular in the ball game last night. The Orioles had lost 11 consecutive when they'd scored 3 runs or fewer. They won one opening day over Minnesota, then lost 11 in a row prior to last night, where 3 runs were enough for Dylan Bundy. 1-2. Ooh, got him. Foul tipped into the mitt. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. Orioles' Chris Davis will be coming up when we come back. Era since 1900, striking out at least 40 batters in his first 4 games. Red Sox first team since '96, the Expos, with 5 grand slams before May. They didn't have any last year. Manny Machado, 3rd in the American League now with a 1.068 OPS, one of the few up there with that 1+ number. Boy Scouts Day here at the ballpark. They're making a lot of noise. Some got to go out on the field before the game, help take the lineup cards out. Perfect time for the youngsters here on this 62-degree afternoon. Clevenger will work Chris Davis. Chris had a 2 for 4. We'll foul that one back. So is the bat picking up? Well, 4 for 10, a home run, double, 2 RBIs over the last 3. Hits in 3 straight games for the first time. Pitch will be taken down low, first time this year. So.
Yeah, I was talking to him today, and I said the swing's getting a lot better. He said, "Oh no, just lucky." I said, "No, the swing
is getting better.
You know, more comfortable where his hands are."
1-1 foul off. Right.
Weather's been a little nicer, certainly the last 2 days. Compare what they did even in Detroit. The last couple of days in Detroit warmed up a little bit after Boston. I mean, today they're doing drills on the field and doing infield and hitting, and you know they haven't done a lot of that because of the inclement weather. Like a normal day. Now, what's going to come into play at a 4:05 start is that probably another half an hour the shadows will come in.
2-ball, 2-strike count on Chris. And the pitch will be away.
See, I just look at it, and you do this when you're a starting pitcher. When you're looking at film, how does he take a pitch? You know, if the hands go back and the front foot gets down and he just tracks that pitch, doesn't mean you're always going to get hits. It just means you're seeing the ball better.
3-2 delivery. Got one to drive, fouled it right straight back. He'd like to have that again. And that lined up pretty good.
But we saw in Detroit that that's a ball that he can hit right over the left center field fence. And you let the ball travel, and that's one of his strengths. He likes it away compared to in. It slows the ball down a little bit. You have more time to get to it.
3-2 delivery again, and he'll go the other way with this. Well, we want to send our congratulations out to Mark and Meg Viviano, our great friend Mark Viviano from WJZ, as Christian Joseph Viviano has joined us in this world. 8 pounds 15 ounces. Everybody doing well. Michael George has got a little brother now, and Mark and Meg will have another to chase around the house. Great off-speed pitch will get Davis.
Yeah, it doesn't throw a whole lot of them, and it goes from like 93 to 76. And it's a good one. This was a guy that a 4th rounder in the Angel organization, and the Angels wanted Vinny Pestano from the Indians, and they got this youngster, and they turned him into a 12-game winner last year.
Went 12-6 last season, 3.11 earned run average. Clevenger's delivered to Beckham. That slider again. 0 for 2 in the ball game last night for Tim. Picking up some walks lately, 5 of them in the last 4 games. But the bat average number has gone down, 3 for his last 22. And 1 delivery, and again that'll miss down low.
Yeah, take a look, and I mean, this is what the Indians did on their way to 102 wins last year. Kluber, who won the Cy Young, Mike Clevenger at 172.
On top of that one, foul.
You're gonna throw Trevor Bauer in there. He won 9 in a row, 9 out of 10 decisions. Of course, they did have that 22-game winning streak. Started in August into September.
That never hurts. 1 ball, 2-strike count. Beckham waiting on him. That one came in on him a little bit to center. Zimmer. 2 down. Hello, Maryland Lottery contestant of the game, Rodney Harwood from Baltimore. 500 for being selected and 500 more for every Orioles home run hit today. Play Home Run Rich's scratch offs, win up to $50,000, or enter non-winning tickets for a chance to be the contestant of the game. Go to mdlottery.com/home run. Rodney, good luck. Two down, nobody on, straightaway center field. Santander back of the wall and caught. So Zimmer, he's playing where he was last night. He would not have gotten that. He backed up, and he does. 1-2-3 inning.
history. It was the first time that a game had to be abandoned because of a power outage. It was at the old Griffith Stadium. Lights went out, game stopped against the Senators after 5 innings. And birthdays today. Happy birthday, Al Bunbury and Jesse Orozco, former Orioles, both celebrating birthdays today.
Yeah, the bee is around. He was fluttering around, and somebody told him you don't look a day over 50. He goes 57 as a matter of fact.
57.
He said, I look 57.
Okay. He's an honest man.
Well, rookie of the year, and certainly helped me win a lot of games. What a player. Terrific guy.
Wonderful. Great guy to talk baseball with. And that one is going to bounce. SISCO got a little glove on that one, knocked it away. Francisco Lindor, leadoff batter, flied out to right field. His first time up. So he is now 2 for 9 off Tillman. Here's one of Manny's plays. Oh, he's got plenty of time here, even with Lindor running, and he gets it.
Plenty of arm too, doesn't he?
Now the Orioles have announced a season-long schedule of new theme nights here at Oriole Park, featuring a variety of unique celebrations, promotion, giveaway items, including the Sandlot Movie Night, Yoga at the Yard, LGBT Pride Night, and more. For ticket packages to these special events, go to Orioles.com/theme nights.
So let's see. I'm here for Darren O'Day, OB1, I believe. Kind of make out your schedule. You kind of want to know those dates before because you don't want to miss something.
I don't want to miss yoga.
I know you feel the same way.
Kipnis up, striking the inside corner. Kipnis drew a walk, scored in the first inning. RBI went to Brantley. Cobb and Skipper talking a little baseball over there. 1-1 delivery by Tillman over the top.
See, I mean,
Close.
that's the old curve. That's a heck of a hook. Now, he doesn't get it called. I would venture to say that that ball went through the strike zone, and you can see it did. I mean, at least from our Nissan pitch cast. But we haven't seen that downer curveball, I don't know, since 2016.
2-1 strike delivery with a shift on, bunting for a base hit, and he's got it. Once you get it down there with a shift on, there's nobody remotely close.
And the other thing is, you're probably either going to get a changeup or a fastball because of the count 2-1. And this is how, when you're maybe not hitting what you want to at 174, you get the batting average up, and then you get into a position where you can score runs for your team. Heads up play.
And a real good bunt. So with one down, base runner on. That'll be hit number 3. And we'll bring Ramirez up. He picked up a base hit his first time up. Beckham will play even with a bag at third. Runners go. Oh my gosh. Pitch is way up high and outside. Kipnis took off. And if he'd gone, I don't think there's any way they would have gotten him, but he stopped and came back.
Yeah, so this is what he's looking, and he gets a good jump. And you know, again, Chris Tillman is really good at holding runners. But I think when you're struggling as much as he is, maybe you tend to forget that a little bit.
Kipnis shortens the lead a little bit. Pitch will be inside. Kipnis now with a 7-game hit streak after picking up that base hit. League leaders brought to you by Coons. When you're talking cars, you're talking Coons. Double play leaders. Orioles 18 of them. They need one right here. 2-0, and he will throw over to get him back. So Ramirez looking for an RBI out of that 3-hole. Couple of hits, 5 at bats, lifetime off Tillman for Ramirez.
Yeah, and he's looking to get hot. And 29 home runs last year. 19 from this side of the plate.
Tillman off on all 3 of those pitches. 3-0.
Well, it started on the first one when he missed by 3 feet up and away.
I think Kipnis really caused that. He took off so soon. I think Tillman realized it's out of peripheral vision and almost unloaded one to the backstop. 3-0 count. Green light, of course, off the glove. Got to play at second base. Kipnis trying to get there ahead. No play anywhere. Wow, Kipnis came back to the bag at first, and the ball not that far behind Chris Davis, but he did not look down to second base.
Yeah, but I think far enough because you can see Tillman still on the mound right here. So that's a long way, and boy, that would have been a tough throw. Mainly because he's probably right in your sideline. So right here, you're right about going back. So now, do you have a play? I don't know, a bullet. 3-0. They let him swing away. That's what Machado did last night. And then Tillman not there. He's anticipating Chris to get there.
That'll be a base hit. So Ramirez on with a single, and here's the Indians again with a chance. Runners on at first and second base, one away. Brantley grounded out his first time up, got an RBI. Brantley down to first. Davis has got it. There's one. Relay covering, and they get the double play. So the Orioles, Chris Tillman, work out of another jam. No runs and a couple of hits, no errors, and only one left on base. A quick turn of 2. Visit SavorSarasota.com. If you hit it right, get Restaurant Week, as they do here in Baltimore. They do in Sarasota. You get some really fine meals at reduced prices. Indians have a 1-0 lead. We go to the bottom half of the third inning. Cisco, Sardinius, and Gentry.
Is that in conjunction with the early bird special? Even better? No.
Nope. You cannot combine the two. I know you'd try, but I'm not going to let you do that.
Yeah, you want to eat late if you're in Sarasota.
Yeah.
Because early, you cannot get in the door of any restaurant. And they got a lot of great ones.
But just take it down low. So Cisco gets another start behind the plate for the Orioles. This is his 10th start. He's done well at the plate in his starts. There's one off the table. And a 1-ball, 1-strike count. A chance to try to get it going for the Orioles. Once again, the Orioles come into a third inning and they do not have a hit. We have seen that a few times, even deeper into ball games.
Well, imagine you're Mike Clevenger and you get to start for the first time last year after you get called up in May. So you're going, well, Corey, you know, what do you think I should do, Mr. Kluber? You know, 2 Cy Youngs there, and then you got Carrasco, and then you got Bauer, who turned himself into a 17-game winner. So, you know, a lot of brains to pick. I don't know how when you have good stuff, and he does have good stuff.
It'll be low, miss, 3-ball, 2-strike count on Cisco.
So you're hoping that the Orioles can do what they did against Tillman. You get some guys on early, you open up holes.
3-2 delivery, and took it, and he's on with the walk. Well, the second walk surrendered by Clevenger, but this one is the all-important, from an offensive standpoint, leadoff walk. Sardinius coming up.
Yeah, young pitcher Gary saying, okay, the book on Chance Kiss, stay away from the fastball. So what does he do? Change up, breaking ball. All of a sudden it's 3-2, and then he finally throws a fastball and misses. And that's how you get some walks and hope to take advantage of it.
1 for 3 in the ball game last night. He will draw the third baseman Ramirez in. With Cisco on at first base. Clevenger with a long look. No bunt shown. Pitch taken
for a ball.
And Luis got a big hit because in that 1-1 game after Cisco got hurt with the Bauer curveball in the front foot, he hit a ground ball into right field in the first and third, and then Mancini got the hanging breaking ball, drove in the winning runs.
1-0 count on him. Sardinas takes it. It's a strike. Looks like he was coming up and not going to do anything till Clevenger put one across the plate. Base stealers just 0 for 1 off Clevenger this year. Gomes has thrown out 2 of 5 behind the plate. 1-1 popped up in the air, left field not deep. Brantley. 1 down, back to first. Cisco.
Left fielder number 14, Craig Gentry.
So the order gets turned over, and Craig Gentry coming up. Craig popped out his first time to the plate. Straight up D at double play depth. Clevenger's delivery is again off the end of the bat. We've seen a couple of those. That pitch against right-handers really moves down and away.
Well, he's got the changeup and then the slider. That seems to be the pitch of favor. You talked about that 180 batting average against righties last year, and that's over the course of a season.
You can see why on that pitch. If you don't hang in, you cue it right off the end of the bat. Cisco with the lead at first base, 0-1. Clevenger's pitch, that'll be down and away. 4-game set, of course. We'll be with you tomorrow, the Sunday game, day game. We'll be on the air at 12:30 O's Extra, 1 o'clock on Masson. Kashner 1-2 against Kluber, 2-1. Here's the 1-1 delivery on the way, and it froze him. Off-speed pitch in the strike zone up at the upper part of it. 1-2. I think he's celebrating Earth Day a day ahead of time, like the cleats. Very colorful. Wow. I wonder if he decorated those himself. 1-2.
Well, he enjoys mountain bike racing, skateboarding, surfing, and fishing. So, he's adventurous.
Painting his sneakers.
Yes.
And that one fouled off outside.
That's not in the personal part of the press guide yet. Favorite movie, Dazed and Confused. Favorite group artist, Hanson. Steve Nash was his favorite athlete. Dad was the most influential. Favorite road city, Chicago. Stadium, Yankee Stadium.
Can't disagree with a lot of those.
And favorite TV show, The Office. Oh, there you go. TV critic.
1-2. Cisco off first. That one will be fouled back over the screen again. He has the hair of Tim Lincecum.
Yeah, and also Jacob deGrom of the Mets, who actually cut his hair. It doesn't seem that, of course, the Mets off to a great start.
DeGrom doesn't have his hair anymore.
No.
She's already got a reward. That's real hair right there, I guarantee you. No colorization there.
No. And a southpaw, too.
A southpaw. 1-2 delivery on the way. Gentry, that's not hit that hard. Lindor, 1 relay, not in time.
Yeah, Lindor can't get it out of the glove. Just a little hesitation. Maybe, even though Gentry runs real well, might have had to. Perfect. Of course, it's only a perfect double play ball if you can execute it well. And of course, he's a very good shortstop. Watch this. See right there. Can't get a handle on it. Well, the weather a lot warmer. The humidity's still low as compared to what it'll be in the summer.
So they do get 1, 2 down. We change base runners. Gentry's now on at first. Bigger speed, better speed. Alvarez flied out to left field his first time up with 2 down. Shift in full force in the infield against him. Quick throw over to keep an eye on Gentry. Clevenger's got a good quick step move to first base for a right-hander. He does a good job holding base runners.
No, the Orioles 7 out of 8, and Gentry's got 4. stealing bases.
Alvarez on the off-speed delivery, and there's that off-speed pitch again over the top with it.
Now it's probably only the second curveball, but this is a real good hook. Great speed. I mean, down and in. I don't know if you really want to throw a whole lot of them in that area, but again, when the spin's good and you don't see it, and you're a better fastball hitter, it can be a very effective pitch.
0-1 count. Again, Gentry back. And Gentry might think about it here. You get Alvarez up. You really don't want to take the bat out of his hands with a runner on, unless you know you're going to get down there, because he's got the chance to give you the quick 2 runs. 0-1 delivery, and this one he turned over away from him.
Yeah, we just saw the pattern of what they're going to try to do with Pedro, which is stay away from the fastball. Turns this change up over. You can see it. You know, and it's not only a great pitch with the arm action, but the late movement and location.
0-2 count with 2 down. Runner not going anywhere. In the dirt. Good stop made. Gomes. And holds the runner at first base.
You take a look. It's a change up, and he's going to be able to get in front.
Gomes platooning with Roberto Perez, who did the catching in the ball game last night. They're both getting time behind the plate. Terry Francona's kind of lined them up with particular pitchers early on, at least. So even with 2 down and a 1-2 count, not wanting to give him Gentry the lead over there.
I'm thinking they probably more apt to run now because of the count. You know, 2 outs. Yeah, maybe it takes the bat out of his hand, but they already got his time, and he still has the high leg kick.
1-2. Gentry goes. Alvarez swings, fouls it off right at the plate. So Gentry will come back. Gentry taking off to try and get one. Against the Indians on the season, I mean, no teams do a lot of running really anymore. Against the Indians, they have allowed 7 stolen bases and 9 chances. See if Gentry takes off again. 1-2. He does not. Alvarez, another off-speed pitch over the top. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. 3 complete. 1-0 Cleveland. There are the brothers Osborne on hand here, recording artists. TJ and John came by to say hi, went down to the clubhouse to say hi as well. New CD released just yesterday, and they are on their way to New York for a couple of appearances.
Yeah, out of Deal, Maryland. They live in Nashville. Deal, Anne Arundel County, I think like a little bit under 5,000 people, and a little less now that they're living in Nashville.
2 less, 4,998. And Canesian at the plate, and the pitch will skim across the plate. He flied out to center field his first time up. 300 average and 4 home runs in his career against Tillman. The Orioles put the shift on. Sardinia's moving over, leaving Chris Davis on the other side, and he wanted that big uppercut, but he held off. 2-1.
Yeah, what Dylan Bundy did in his 108 pitches last year, last night, 29 sliders, and they swung through 41% of them. It was the equalizer.
And there you go. After one.
So if they're going to chase him, and you know, Gomes didn't play. Perez, he struck out all 3 times, but he's looking fastball. This is a real. He's on top of his pitches better today. Not all of them.
And got him at the knees. Good strikeout for Chris Tillman.
This is the best I've seen him throw in, I don't know, probably a year and a half. So there's your little slider. And maybe off the corner. Encarnacion thought it was. But what's chance SISCO just kind of bring it back a little.
Orioles put the shift on. Beckham moves over. Third baseman goes to the second base side. Alonso base hit his first time up. Yonder Alonso. That one will be bounced at the plate. Alonso with big average against the Orioles. He's been a 300 plus hitter. 316 with a home run against the Orioles. Ground ball into the shift. That's Beckham. Over to Davis, and a couple of quick outs here in the 4th inning. After tomorrow's game, Sunday game against these Indians, it's time for the kids to run the bases, presented by Weiss Markets. So watch your kids' big league dreams come true. Ages 4 to 14. They can run the Oriole Park bases just like their favorite birds. For tickets, Orioles.com. Ready to go and run right there. Maybe not. Couple of outs, 7 pitches. Chance for a good quick inning.
Oh, now we're talking right there.
All beef hot dog. And the pitch is fouled back by Gomes. Chris Tillman with a chance to have a good inning here. They've had runners on, Cleveland has, in each of the first 3. Run on 4 hits for the Indians. The Orioles with zeros across the board. Tillman has walked 1, struck out 2. 0-1 delivery on the way, and just missed outside with it.
Yeah, you look at the Indians last year, 102 wins, and Yan Gomes and Roberto Perez, big part of it. They drove in 94 runs and hit 22 home runs between them.
Delivery will be down to third and will just miss.
It's a nice little platoon for Terry Francona.
Very good. Hit 232 last season. Got 56 RBIs out of it, along with the 14 home runs for Yan Gomes out of Sao Paulo, Brazil, where he was born. Now lives in Knoxville, Tennessee. 1-2 pitch on the way, and Gomes got jammed. Fights it off. Keeps the at bat alive. That hit him in the batter's box. Chris Tillman, 50 pitches thrown. Trying to preserve his spot in the rotation.
That came in throwing almost 22 pitches per inning. That tells you how much the first 3 starts were a struggle.
1-2 delivery on the way, trying to go for the outside corner and just missed. That'll even it up. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 4 career starts against Cleveland here in this ballpark. He's 2-0 with a 3.5 ERA. 2-2 delivery on the way, and that one rocketed to left field. He got all of that way back, and goodbye home run. He went up the ladder, and there was just enough steps where he could get it, and it is a 2-0 Cleveland lead.
Yeah, I don't think he wanted to throw his changeup at 86 in the middle of the plate, but that's where it ended up. And we talked about Gomes with 14 home runs last year. It's number 3 this year already. And when you're struggling for runs, boy, you'll take these kind of swings. Hittable pitch. And look where it ends up. Right down the middle. So 104 miles per hour. League average exit velocity around 88. And then it's not that 25 degree launch angle, but it works in this park.
Gomes gets his first home run in this ballpark. It is the third home run surrendered by Chris Tillman this year. And that is hit number 5 for the Indians, who take a 2-0 lead. Naquin at the plate. Pitch will be taken away. Left-hander flied out to right field his first time up. Indians have now hit 20 home runs on the year and surrendered 17. Oriole pitchers have given up 28 long balls while hitting 21. In the air to left again. This ball carrying near the wall. There's room. Gentry reaching back to make sure he knew where that wall was. Home run. Gomes got it. Indians 2, Orioles nothing. What drives you? Visit buyatoyota.com for great deals. Gary Thorne, Jim Palmer with you. 2-0 lead here. The Indians on top. Orioles still looking for their first hit. And they've had 2 base runners, both via the walks. Manny Machado will be leading it off for the Orioles. He drew one of those walks back in the first inning. Manny comes into the day 5th in the American League in average, tied for 2nd in home runs. He is 7th in RBIs. 3rd in hits. Jed Lowry of Oakland's got 32 hits, leading the American League. And of course Altuve with 28, and Manny right behind him. Manny's got 27 knocks so far this year. Only Mookie Betts has had more extra base hits than Manny's had. Betts with 14, Mookie with 13. Clevenger on the mound, 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. Manny will take the pitch. It is down low.
Well, you name it. Again, back 2 home runs on Thursday. Nothing. Actually, 1-0 game, and then all of a sudden it's tied 1-1. So,
and he gets that one to left field for another one. So another base hit. That's 28 hits on the year, and Manny leads it off for the Orioles here in the 4th inning.
Well, you can be a table setter when you're leading off an inning, and there's no better swing in baseball. Still remember when they signed him out of Miami. He's playing in the minor leagues, talking to Orioles scout Dean Albany. He said, this kid's going to get bigger, stronger. He's going to hit home runs, but you ought to see his ability to hit the ball all over the field. And he can still do that.
And hard.
Yes.
So the Orioles get the leadoff man on. They get their first hit. Adam Jones. Pitch will be taken inside. Jones popped out his first time up. With Machado's base hit, he now has a 9-game hit streak going for Manny. Jones with the infield at double play depth. 1 for 5 off Clevenger. And another pitch trying to work him inside will miss inside.
And he's difficult to hit because number one, he's got movement, and he moves the ball around, and he's totally unpredictable. Don't find too many guys in their second full year that'll throw any pitch in any count.
Clevenger with a 2-0. Adam want to get one to go after right here. And fouls it off down the right side. Grabs the bat. Wanted a better swing on that. Thought he could have done something with that pitch.
Well, we talked about the shadows, Gary. Now if you're pitching, you're in the sun. You can see the bands of the light towers here at Camden Yards. So it could be something with that, or the fact that you're not really sitting on a fastball, even though it's a fastball count, or at least it may be because of him mixing up his pitches.
Got a 2-1 count here with a runner off first base. Clevenger's delivery, broken bat towards center. Sliding for the catch is Zimmer. He started back and the ball tailed in a little bit and over to left field. So Adam retired, one down. The Orioles host the Kansas City Royals May 8th through the 10th at Oriole Park. On Wednesday, May 9, all fans get the Kevin Gausman t-shirt featuring his new number 34. Get your tickets today at Orioles.com. We will see number 34 in Game 4 Monday, 7 o'clock ball game. Kevin Gausman with a 1-1 mark against Carlos Carrasco, who is 3-0 for the Indians. One down. Chris Davis shift on double play depth. And the pitch is taken down low for a ball. Chris, a strikeout victim, his first time up.
Had a couple of pitches to hit, as you mentioned, and then struck him out on a good curveball down and in.
Clevenger with Manny Machado at first. Chris will ground it. And it goes into right field. Chance for at least one at second base, and the ball just squirted right underneath the glove. And the Orioles get runners at first and third with one out, a break for the O's.
Yeah, that's your shortstop in the shift. So Francisco Lindor, who's usually very, very good, but he's going to come get it because he's thinking maybe I can get a double play. But when he comes in, the ball stays down. I think what he wants to do is he wants to catch it, tag Manny Machado, and when he doesn't, Manny goes right by him all the way to third base. So a huge break if the Orioles can take advantage of it.
Fielder's choice and an error charged on Lindor. And for Lindor, that is error number 3 in the year. Sure-handed glove, not that time, and a big chance first and third. Beckham up. Beckham flied out his first time up. Orioles down 2-0. Clevenger's delivery. He will work that one in there for a strike. Well, the Indians have had a lot of chances early on in this ball game and have not been able to do anything with runners in scoring position. Now the Orioles get a chance. Beckham hitting .250 in these situations. Runners off first and third. The 0-1. Beckham in the air, not deep. Brantley, runner tagging. Brantley, throws coming into the cutoff man. Runner stays.
Yeah, you never know, but he would have scored. And you get a little idea as you're going to play 2 more games after today, but it was way offline. And he short hopped the cutoff man. And again, because of the ankle injury, didn't see him a lot in the. So it's so shallow. That's what Bobby Dickerson, the third base coach, is saying. But again, this throw tails, and look how far up the line it would have been. But you can never assume that's going to be the throw. You're down by 2. You don't want him thrown out at the plate.
No. One of the things Bobby does every game, third base coach, you look at the outfielders on the opposing team and you have a real good read on what their arms are, what they're doing, how they're throwing from the scouting reports. So now the Orioles need one of those 2-out RBIs. Santander flied to center his first time up. Orioles have been non-productive in these situations with 2 outs, runners in scoring position. They came into the day hitting .188 as a team, and that was a category where last year for the Orioles they were among the leaders and for much of the year at the top and picking out 2-out RBIs. 0-1 count. Davis off first, Manny Machado off third. Clevenger trying to work his way out of the inning. And as they say, pick up a teammate. In this case, Lindor, who committed the error, the inning would be over.
Yeah, it's a game of pickups. Santander trying to pick up Beckham. A little deeper fly ball, you would have gotten a run. Get on the board, put more pressure on Mike Clevenger. Now he's figuring out, and you can see the good numbers right there. I came in talking about Anthony Santander, who came out of this organization as a Rule 5 pick last year.
1-1 delivery on the way. Santander fooled by it, froze, and the pitch is a strike on the inside corner. He's got the delivery so that when he delivers an off-speed pitch, he really can catch you because of that herky-jerky quick motion. He uses it whether he's throwing hard or soft, which is what you want to do as a pitcher. That can make you believe something's coming a whole lot harder than what it ends up being. 1-2. Shift on against Santander. Ground ball, first base, backhanded. Alonso to the bag. No runs, 1 hit. There was an error, and there are 2 left on base. A 2-0 Cleveland lead. Wins section. The Red Sox look for their 9th win in a row against the A's tonight. It would be already their second 9-game win streak this year in the first month. The Yankees beat the Blue Jays 9-1. Aaron Judge 2 for 4, 2-run home run, a single, 3 RBIs. Jordan Montgomery solid 6, 1 run, 4 hits. He gets the win. And Hechavarria, Tampa Bay, he's extended his errorless streak now to 68 games at short. 228 chances, longest in Rays club history for his shortstop as far as number of games played without an error.
Let's see, what a 44 more to catch Mike Bordick.
Foul back over the screen.
Mike's was 112, I think. 110, 12. You get into that, Ray. Who, does it make any difference? I mean, it's a lot of games. Well, I know. Well, once you get into that streak.
There are the numbers for Chris. Number 9 hitter. Bradley Zimmer, their center fielder, struck out first time up. Talking to Terry Francona about him this morning, and says he's had a longer swing. He's closed his stance a little bit to try and shorten up the swing, get to the ball faster. He used to have a more wide open stance. Terry said he's real strong. He doesn't need much to get it going. Down to first base, Chris Davis right there for the out. All right, let's take a look at our PNC minor league insights, brought to you by PNC. No better time to act than today. PNC, make today the day.
Well, you got Joey Rickard, who a Rule 5 guy out of the Tampa Bay organization, so we know, I mean, he's a plus defender. Can't steal bases like Gentry, but certainly when he was with the Orioles, hit lefties well. Hunter Harvey, great spring, so he's back on the radar. His job is to stay healthy. And that's get his innings in, and I think the word is that most people think he'll be up here at some capacity. Maybe a long guy. I mean, who knows? Maybe starting the second half of the year.
Leadoff batter Francisco Lindor. Lindor's 0 for 2. He has flied out, grounded out. He's looking for his first hit of the series. So he's gone 0 for 6. Career 300 hitter, even 300 against the Orioles coming into the game. Nasty pitch gets him down and in, tag put on.
Well, I don't know if Chris Tillman's going to win this, because a lot of times you pitch well, as Trevor Bauer did, but now all of a sudden we saw the curveball, which was vintage before this pitch, slider, he's on top of it. Struggled early, and then only the hanging changeup to Gomes, but he's been infinitely better.
Doing the job. Only 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Letting the D work behind him. Gets that one in on Kipnis. Kipnis has had a base hit. He has walked. He scored on a ground ball out by Brantley in the first. The other run, the Yan Gomes home run in the 4th inning for the Indians. 0-1 pitch back to the mound. Chris has got it. Solid. Gets the out. Retires the side in order. We go to the bottom half of the 5th inning, and it's a 2-0 Indians lead. By the hotels at BWI.com. Minutes from BWI Marshall, Amtrak, and Interstate 95. Discover the convenience of the hotels at BWI.com. Just that pretty a day here at Oriole Park at Camden Yards, and a good ball game. 2-5-1 for the Indians. 0-1-0. Orioles base hit, Manny Machado, 4th inning, the only hit they've had off Mike Clevenger. And Clevenger will work against Sisco, Sardinas, and top of the order Gentry as we go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Sisco drew a walk and got taken out on the base pass on a forced play. In at third base, even with a bag, take the bunt away. Ramirez pitch, a breaking ball is going to miss inside. The defensive alignment. Shadows moving out beyond the mound a little bit here, and a swing and a miss, same pitch. This one he got in the strike zone though, 1-1.
Yeah, the last 2 years, and of course it's only his 4th start this year, he's right around a little bit over 17 pitches per inning. So they have a very good bullpen. Maybe not quite as deep with Brian Shaw now playing for the Rockies. But
pitch just misses.
But he got himself out of trouble, 1st and 3rd, only 1 out. The pop up and the ground out. And
his pitch count in games this year is 97, 110, and 82 in his last outing against Toronto. He lines that one into center field for a base hit. So Sisco is on with a single, and the Orioles get their 2nd hit, and again it is a leadoff hit for the O's.
Yeah, really good low ball hitter. You can see him just go down and get it. It's easier to get the bat head to it. I guess short swing right to the ball. Not trying to do too much.
Orioles have had the leadoff man on each of the last 3 innings. And that's against Clevenger, who came in retiring 83% of leadoff batters. See if they can take advantage of it. Turns that pitch down and away. Sardinius at the plate. Luis Sardinius out of Venezuela, signed very young. He's only 24 years old, and he's already played professional ball for this the 10th year. 0-1. Ground ball to first. That's a fair ball. There's one. Relay. Double play. Good play by Alonso, who was in the right place because he was holding the runner.
Well, we told you about Sardinius last night. Got one into right field, and I'm sure he's trying to do that. I think he thinks his ball's foul. And you cannot challenge any play between home and first. It has to go by the bag. So he's kind of looking as he went down there, but they turn it very nicely. One pitch, 2 outs.
So that takes care of the leadoff man again for the Orioles. 2 down, nobody on. Gentry has popped out and hit into a fielder's choice. .1-0 delivery. Right-hander gets it in there. The Yankees have lost another player. Adam Warren's gone on the DL. 10-day DL for him. Jonathan Holder is back up with the Yankee Ball Club as their DL roster continues to expand. That one up in the air, right field, and hauled in for a 1-2-3 inning. So the Orioles got a leadoff single, but could not do anything with it. Indians lead it 2-0. That is Barry Williams. He's the area president, Boy Scouts of America, an Eagle Scout back in '72, 50 years of service, also on the board of directors for the YMCA of Central Maryland. And the Orioles Charitable Foundation will donate $2,500 to Boy Scouts of America, Baltimore Area Council. Barry Williams, congratulations. Your dedication and work with the kids. And if you would like to donate to today's Birdland Heroes nonprofit, all you got to do is go to Orioles.com/heroes.
Yeah, great program. Never got past Cub Scout, but be prepared. That's their motto. We're Boy Scouts. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. I couldn't do that and play Little League at the same time.
So. No, that was the problem.
I didn't get to do that. Yeah. They're having a great time here at the ballpark today. Lots of the youngsters on hand for this day game. Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts, mums and dads. Chris Tillman hoping for a little run support. Has given up the 2 runs on 5 hits. Ramirez leading it off, has already gone 2 for 2. 2 for 5 in the series. Tillman's delivery to him will be up high. Tillman has thrown 13 out of 21 first pitch strikes in the ball game. Clevenger's 10 out of 19. 2-1 delivery, another one that's going to miss up high.
So trying to get a little bit farther. The longest Chris has been able to pitch 5 1/3 up in New York.
Start number 2. Now they go into the shift with a 3-1 count on Ramirez. And he doesn't waste it. Way back, flag court, and goodbye, home run. Second home run of the ball game, and Ramirez, no doubt about that one, and it's a 3-0 lead.
Well, what did Manny Machado say after the couple of home runs on Thursday in Detroit? It's about getting good pitches to hit. 3-1. Don't want to walk the leadoff guy. You want to make a quality pitch, and Chris Tillman unable to do it. 29 home runs last year for Jose Ramirez, over 300. 19 of them from the left side.
So he's had a 3-for-3 day. He belts that one, his 5th of the year. And Ramirez adds another. And the pitch will be taken outside Brantley. Their hottest hitter has gone 0 for 2. He did pick up an RBI on a ground ball. Ramirez did not miss it. Ramirez batting left-handed. Switch hitter. That one tagged to right. Pitches up for Tillman here in the inning. And Brantley's on. And he continues his streak. Nobody out, runner on. Last Sunday, the Orioles honored Jackie Robinson by having each player and coach wear Jackie's number 42. Visit Orioles.com/auctions to bid on these autographed and authenticated game-worn jerseys and hats. All proceeds go to the Orioles Charitable Foundation and the Jackie Robinson Foundation. Bidding will close tonight at 10. Orioles.com/auctions. Encarnacion. Pitch will be down low for a ball. Brantley on at first base.
Yeah, Tanner Scott recalled yesterday, the lefty. So with 7 lefties and Roger McDowell going to slow down this process, give him a chance to get ready.
Boy, Brantley, you got that base hit. Just right now, he's someone you just cannot seemingly get out in this lineup. 6-game hit streak. He's had 12 hits in his last 27 at bats, picking up 5 RBIs over that time, and putting up 5 straight multi-hit games coming into this one. He's only had 1 hit in this ball game. He's on at first base. Encarnacion, the 0 for 2, a strikeout and a fly ball out. And dangerous power. Back to the bag.
Well, we mentioned last night, I mean, 6 straight years of 30 or more home runs, more than anybody in baseball as far as consecutive 30 home run years.
1-0 delivery to him. He will take the strike. Even when he doesn't swing, he's got an uppercut. It's just the approach. That back shoulder dips down, hands go down.
And he's a big guy.
Yeah, he's strong. 1-1 delivery on the way, and that's a good pitch. He bails a little bit with that front foot going towards third base because he wants to launch balls.
He's pretty good at it, too.
Yeah, he's not bad. He's got a pretty good history of launching balls. 1 ball, 2 strike count. DH. And got him on the outside corner. Tillman stayed there and gets his 4th strikeout.
Yeah, a couple of bad pitches, change up, and 3-1 fastball. But this is the pitch he hadn't been able to execute, and it's right on the corner. The low one away fastball, kind of the. It's really the benchmark for right-handed pitchers or right-handed hitters. A perfect pitch.
Season high for Chris in strikeouts with the 4 here in game number 4. Lonzo's had a base hit and he is grounded out. Now with 3 hits and 15 at bats lifetime against Chris Tillman. Yonder Alonso trying to get to that 200 mark. Shift on, double play depth. Lays off the pitch. It's going to be down. Upfield straight away. Been very little breeze here at the ballpark today, and there is none now. 1-0 pitch off the end of the bat. Way back into the seats for a souvenir. 1 ball, 1 strike count from Chris. Chris, now 29 years old, still has one of the real good win percentages around baseball. 73 wins, 58 losses. Trying to find a way back to what got him there. Runner goes, big jump, throw down on the money, got him. No question about that one. I thought he had a pretty good jump, but Brantley seemed to take a while to get there, and he's retired. Good throw.
Yeah, coming off an ankle injury, didn't play to the end of March, but they run him. They figure maybe 2-1 count. It's almost like not a hit and run because you don't have to swing, but hoping that he swings if you're Terry Francona. And when he doesn't, and SISCO, that's all you want. Give me a chance to throw somebody out, and then he makes a perfect throw. That's back-to-back nights catching guys trying to steal.
The great Cincinnati Red Joe Morgan always said, if you're stealing a base, don't ever look back at the hitter. If you're hit and run or run and hit, then you look back to see what's going on. And Brantley looked back. 2 down, 3 ball, 1 strike count. Alonso now with the bases empty, 2 down, and the full shift. Three-one delivery by Tillman. Oh my gosh, that's going to be out of here too. Way back and goodbye, home run. That may have been far enough to end up out on Utah Street. It looked like it.
Well, for the first time in his career, he had over 20 home runs. He had 28 of them last year, and this is a big time home run. But again, it's the same count, 3-1.
He tagged it. Towering shot. So he's got 4. Ramirez has 5. They both have had home runs here in the inning.
Yeah, 90 miles per hour in the middle of the plate. When you're looking for it, it gets hit hard. Just the sound tells you that the ball is hit on the nose.
Yep. Do believe that made it.
Yeah, well,
There'll be another marker. So 2 down. The Indians add to their lead, and it is 4-0. Chris Tillman had given up 2 home runs coming into the ball game, and he's given up 3 in this game. Gomes has the other one. The other RBI, Brantley, and a ground ball out. 0-1 count, 2 away. And Gomes at the plate will take it for a strike, quickly behind 0-2.
yeah, all the home runs, 2-0 to Gomes, 3-1 to Ramirez, 3-1 to Yonder Alonso. And it's not that you can't pitch in those counts, you just can't pitch in the middle of the plate, and they made him pay for it.
For the second deck. So for Chris Tillman, overall, as Jim has said, a much improved look.
It really is.
But Orioles have not scored any, and the home runs have hurt Chris. And a swing and a miss, strikeout number 5. But the Indians add a couple on home runs, 2 runs, 3 hits, nobody left. Ram due up. Alvarez, Machado, and Jones.
0-3 starting out early on. Good defense. Indians would take a 1-0 lead, and then comes the right here, nice slider. The way Bundy pitched to Encarnacion last night, and then the 2-0 changeup. It's hit out by Gomes, makes it 2-0, and then Ramirez would make it 3-0, 3-1 fastball. Yonder Alonso also with a 3-1 count hits another home run, 4-0. Geico highlights. 15 minutes can save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save.
John Russell, the bench coach, and works with the catchers, talking to Chance Sisco between innings here. A learning process, of course, for the young catcher here at the major league level. So the Orioles have got to battle back. Only a couple of hits in the ball game for the O's. Alvarez will take the pitch inside for a ball.
I think you got to do something to shake Mike Clevenger's confidence.
A rhythm. He's really in a pretty good rhythm here. Pitch is down low. Alvarez again will get ahead on the count here, 2-0. He has struck out and flied out. He's 0 for 6.
I mean, even if you take a pitch here, and you know, I don't think he will, because I think for the first time he may get a fastball to hit. And he does, but it's perfectly thrown, 91. See, that's how you, if you get into those 2-0, 3-1 counts, you can still use your fastball. You just cannot be in the middle of the plate, or he would have been in the launch mode.
2-ball, 1-strike delivery on the way. Alvarez does launch one down the line, left field. Brantley going into the corner. Brantley with room. Makes it look easy. One down here in the 6th. You can watch every out-of-market regular season game live at home, in the office, or on the go with MLB.tv. Your subscription includes MLB At Bat Premium, allowing you to watch live baseball on your favorite supported devices. Blackout, other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details.
A lot of great apps out there for baseball. If you like it, that's one of the best.
You get to listen to the games on the radio. One down. Manny Machado, base hit. He has drawn a walk. Manny will take the pitch for a strike on the outside corner. Manny at 346 on the year. Right-hander's delivery, foul back. And in the year of the breaking ball, where, as we continually say, there's no such thing as a fastball count, Manny's right up there. Batting averages coming into this series off breaking balls, hitting 367, the 5th highest in the major leagues. Aaron Judge leads all hitters off breaking balls, hitting 571 coming into this weekend.
Yeah, last year I think for the Orioles it was Jonathan Scope. He had probably the highest average on breaking balls.
Got to do that if you're going to hit in this day and age. 1-2 delivery on the way, and there was one off-speed pitch and broke the bat. He'll go get some new lumber. 1-ball, 2-strike count.
Yeah, he's gotten away. I mean, hadn't thrown a lot of these, but this is just a curveball. It almost backs up. It stays up just enough, but you still have to be able to hit it. It's still twilight. I'm not sure he meant to throw it there, but
Manny, 9-game hit streak now extended with the base hit he got, hitting over 320 during the streak. 1-ball, 2-strike count. Clevenger's delivery to him, and Manny will wave at one on a 80-mile-an-hour pitch tailing away.
Yeah, a little slider. Curveball stays up and in, and then the good one. Gomes out to the corner. Count has a lot to do with it. You don't. And again, the good slider, you just don't pick it up quite as well. You can see him way out in front. Kind of a little bit of a wave. Doesn't happen very often to Manny Machado.
Clevenger cruising along here, getting easier innings as the game goes deeper. Adam Jones has popped out and flied out. Adams got a 1 for 6 in the first 2 games. This Cleveland pitching staff, they're doing a number on everybody this year, and they did a number on the Orioles last year, winning 6 out of 7 games. The Orioles, the Tribes ERA against the Orioles was 2.03 last year. That was the lowest against any single opponent for Indians pitchers last season. And they have started that way
even though the Orioles won last night 3-1. Breaking ball slider away.
That's kind of interesting. Very astute comment by Terry Francona, who manages the Indians. He said, you know, if we got 5 runs last night, which they didn't, we'd be talking about how good Trevor Bauer pitched.
Yeah, that's right.
And he stayed out for 7 innings. Pitch count got, I think, 116.
2-1 delivery. Adam inside out to right. Sunfield. That'll be hauled in. Naquin there to get it. And another 1-2-3 inning. And the Indians up 4-zip.
He thinks the numbers could even be better, but he gives them, you know, it goes 6 innings. You get to use your bullpen when you want to. So again, 83 pitches. He pitches the longest. Tanner Scott, the hard throwing lefty, who's last year was with Bowie. 24 starts, not a lot of innings, but just trying to work on the control. You can see the numbers on the course of the year. So again, dominating lefties down at AAA.
Tanner Scott allowed a run, couple of hits, inning and 2/3 against the Yankees in New York. Only time he's been on the mound against major league opponents this year. Naquin will lead it off against him. Lefty on lefty, and that'll be fouled off the other way. Naquin has flied out twice. Couple of hits, 4 at bats in the series. Zimmer and then Lindor at the top of the order. They'll be coming up for the Indians.
Yeah, and an easy 95 to maybe the upper 90s. Hard slider to go with it.
0-1, he golfs it. Second base, Beckham in a hurry. Davis reaches and is able to haul it in. That ball had spin. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, give me a contract. Yeah. Having fun. J.J. Hardy and I used to say to one another, this is entertainment, isn't it? Isn't that what we're doing? Yes. I miss you, J.J.
Oh.
1-0 count, 1 down. And another chopper. Quick flip made.
And you better.
And Sardinius with a nice play.
The way Zimmer is like a sprinter. Wide receiver in the NFL. Big, long stride, so there is no routine chopper. Another nice pitch. Yeah, the thing for Tanner Scott, can you throw strikes? Well, he has for the first 2 hitters.
Well, Tanner Scott, 4 pitches, 2 outs. That's a ratio you'll take.
Oh, yeah.
7th inning, there are 2 down. 4 runs, 8 hits, an error for the Indians. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for the Orioles.
Orioles have left 4. Indians have left 3. Clevenger's still in, the starter for Cleveland. Couple of walks, 3 strikeouts, but only 2 hits off him. Lindor, he'll go into left field for a base hit. So he's 1 for 4. He makes the turn. Gentry will get the ball in. And here in the 7th, the Indians with 2 down get Lindor on base. That'll be hit number 9.
Yeah, such a sweet swing. Just gets the bat going, knows that it's thrown in the mid-90s. Well, you talk to major league hitters, they see 95 to 97 so much now.
Yeah.
So if it's somewhere in the middle of the plate or doesn't have a lot of movement, they can get on it pretty quickly.
2 down. Kipnis. Jason Kipnis has picked up a base hit, extended his hit streak to 7. Walked in the first inning, scored on a Brantley ground ball out.
Yeah.
Officially 1 for 2.
I would think he might be running here. May go on the first move.
Edging off. Scott thinking the same thing, as is the Orioles coaching staff, and another throw over. Kipnis 278 off left-handers. Good number. Two down. Runner not going, and he'll come inside to him. Up high. 1-0 count. Long stare in by Lindor, is taking a little bigger lead here. 1-0 delivery, runner not going, and that's foul back over the screen. Lindor's 4 out of 5 stealing bases, so if he can get a read, he may very well take off here.
Yeah, they well, a couple of years ago they led the American League with 134, dropped to 88, but they scored over 800 runs. So he can steal 15 of them last year, but only ran 18 times.
Scott again, third time throw, almost handcuffed Chris Davis. Had to go down to find that one.
Yeah, I think one of the things you'll see with Tanner Scott, the more innings, the more comfortable he will be with runners at this level, or even at the AAA level, that can steal bases.
1-1. There he goes. Good jump. Fake the bunt. Throw down right there. Good one. Got him. Boy, we've seen some strong throws from Chance Sisco yesterday and again here in this ball game. Lindor is cut down. Perfect throw. Just laid the tag on. Stretch time.
Tonight, the honor
lead tomorrow. Earth Day will be celebrated, and the tote bag for the first 20,000 fans, 15 and over.
Right. People don't like the beard, so it's Earth Day.
Well, you don't like the beard. How can you not like the beard?
No, I do like the beard, but my Twitter fans don't. So
Your Twitter fans know.
I don't think if
That'll
we
teach you
get
to be on Twitter.
6 or 7.
Everybody loves me. I don't get any negative Twitter feeds at all.
No.
Why?
No, because you don't tweet.
That's right.
You don't twit either. So
That's right.
So tomorrow, get this: the Orioles need 7 runs. They won't care whether they have a beard or not.
No, they won't.
That's really
Chris
simple.
Tillman get another chance to start.
I would think so. He said in other starts, which weren't very good, and you never look good when you give up 4 runs and your team doesn't score, which was the case. I thought he was closest as he's been. He hadn't won a game since last May, and I thought he was better today than he's been since then in any of his games.
And the other, I guess the question regarding Tillman staying in the rotation, if not Tillman, who?
Well, that's one of the other things, and that'll help him. So it gives you the opportunity. I thought he took a step forward. I look, are you behind the ball? Are you on top of your curveball? We saw some good curveballs. We saw some good sliders. Now we also saw some deep counts. They took advantage of him, to their credit. So he has a chance, if he can get back in that rhythm, to be more like Chris Tillman. At the end of the day, you still need run support. Clevenger's been terrific today.
He's gone the distance. Orioles did not have a hit until the 4th inning, and Manny Machado got the single, and they have only 2 in the game. Ground ball, that's going to go into the shift. Kipnis play out there, and the throw made to record the out. A 1-pitch, 1 out on Chris Davis.
And they've only had one opportunity to really score some runs, and that's back in the 4th. The error on the ground ball by Lindor, who was playing in the shift. He got the 1st and 3rd after a hit by Manny. So you think, well, maybe at least it was 2-0 at the time. You'll get on the board, and then he pitched out of trouble. A couple of pop flies and fly ball to left field. So, and then you get this kind of lead. You got a good bullpen.
Bunted down to third base. Barehanded play. Oh, and a good one. He came off the bag real quick at first base. Alonso with a major league move to help his infielder. And I think Buck Showalter wants to have a look at this.
Yeah, I mean, Ramirez makes a terrific play, and I think he stayed on and dragged his foot. We used to see a lot of good first basemen, but it looked to me the ball was in the glove. I mean,
no challenge here.
I mean, you may look at it, because if a foot does come off, you need base runners. Now it stayed there and dragged long enough. So really good play by Ramirez, who already homered, having a nice series.
And Santander. So 2 very quick outs. Beckham retired, trying to get on with the bunt. Santander has flied out and grounded out, hitting at 173 as the Orioles offense continues the struggle here against Mike Clevenger, the 12-game winner from last year, looking to go 2-0 this year. 0-2 delivery on the way. Santander, how did he hit that? It'll go to first. Clevenger will get over to cover. A little hip-hop move over there. Alonso gets it to him. Boy, that didn't take long. Orioles are retired 1-2-3. Yard Goats. We always like to look at the minor league teams and some of their great nicknames. They play in the Eastern League. They're a Rockies affiliate. The Yard Goats is a rail yard slang for the switch engines or the terminal tractors that shuttle the train cars between different locomotives. But the logo they have, as you see right there, features the goat chomping on a baseball bat. I love it. The Hartford Yard Goats. That's a good one. And they got a great logo.
Well, if you live in my family with an autistic stepson who knows everything in the world, I mean, you're talking his lingo right there. The Yard Goats.
The Yard Goats. Breaking ball will be taken inside. Hunter Harvey stays on. Kipnis at the plate. 1 for 2 and a walk and a run scored.
Tanner Scott, actually. We're kind of getting ahead of ourselves. Hunter Harvey.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right. You're very much like Buck. He's been here since about the third week of spring training.
Thinking ahead. 1 ball, 1 strikeout.
But they are both, Hunter Harvey and Tanner Scott, an important part of the future of the Orioles.
And may both be here at the same time this year. Ball is popped up. That'll be backing out of play. And Scott will have a 1 ball, 2 strike count. And Michael Givens up. Faced only 3 in the 7th inning. Helped out by SISCO. First time Chance Sisco at the major league level has tossed out 2. Trying to steal bases against him in the same game. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Ramirez and then Brantley due up. 2-2 delivery. Started to reach and held back.
Well, you talked about how Jason Kipnis, all kinds of injuries last year, hits lefties. That's why. I mean, he tracked that breaking ball, react to the fastball and try to stay in on the good slider.
Played only 90 games last year because of those injuries. Puts that one high in the air down the line. Headed to the seats. Foul.
And then moved around, played a little center field.
3 ball, 2 strike count.
One of the 4 teams, the Indians, that scored over 800 runs last year. The Yankees, Houston, and then the Twins.
Full count delivery, and he got him.
Well, that'll get. I mean, this will be the next step for Tanner Scott, whether he relieves or not. Can you throw a 3-2 breaking ball? And he does. And not only does he throw it, it's perfect. It starts on the plate. You're trying to cover. You've already seen it a couple of times, and you just can't track it. And then he's got 96 in his back pocket in case you're looking for the slider.
Second strikeout he has had at the major league level in the 2 and the 3rd innings he's worked in 2 games. Here's Ramirez. Big day. Home run, his 5th. 2 singles. 3 for 3 ball game for the switch hitter. He'll chalk that to center. Adam Jones. 2 down.
Yeah, Ramirez does not have a lot of trouble getting the bat on the ball. That's why he's hit 300 the last couple of years.
So a chance for a quick inning here for Tanner Scott with the 2 down and nobody on. Brantley coming up, base hit. RBI and a ground ball out. He's gone 1 for 3 officially. And he'll go after the first pitch and pop it up behind second base. And that will be hauled in. Sardinius there to put it away in a 1-2-3 inning. Good job by Scott. Orioles will bat bottom of the 8th, trailing 4-0. Chance Sisco getting the work done behind the plate. Brantley. Gotcha. Little help. Again. Gotcha. I mean, those are two perfect throws right on the money against a couple of pretty good base stealers. Chance Sisco. He's built for baseball. And here he is. Chance Sisco coming up. Mike Clevenger, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. Now Clevenger's career high in innings pitched is 7 1/3. He did that last April against the Kansas City Royals. 7 1/3 innings. So he's almost there. That one will be fouled off. Sisco with a base hit and a walk. That's how effective Clevenger's been. The Orioles are going through the order for the 3rd time in the 8th inning.
And for a guy that throws at least coming in, and even last year when he won 12 games, 17 pitches per inning, he's been very efficient. He's got I mean, he has all four pitches. He'll throw them at any time. With a couple of exceptions, almost all of them have been quality pitches. And there's his pitching coach, Carl Willis.
Just missed. So Clevenger with a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Only at 95 pitches thrown. Well within what Clevenger can do. And a chopper again to first base. Easily played. Alonso will go to the bag. Sisco retired. 1 away here in the bottom half of the 8th inning.
Yeah, it's nothing like being a starting pitcher, and they get you 1 before you even go out there, and then you kind of, get through the order the first time, and then they get you another one, and then, you come out, you shut the door, and then they get you a couple more. Now, if you're struggling, maybe that's not enough. But the way he's pitching.
And another ground ball.
And then the Orioles
retired, 2 down.
The Orioles are not exactly a club that is going to take a lot of pitches. They're very aggressive. They swing, and to his credit, he's thrown the ball over.
Andrew Miller getting ready.
Hard thrown lefty briefly with the Orioles after being traded for Eduardo Rodriguez 2014.
It's 11 in a row retired if you count the doubleheader picked up in the 5th inning. Double play rather picked up in the 5th inning. The Orioles 2 hits in the ball game off Clevenger. First one came in the 4th inning. Manny Machado clean leadoff single. The other Chance Sisco base hit leading off the 5th inning. And that's been it. Chris Tillman working the 6 innings. Last time Chris worked 6. Got to go back to July of last year. He'd gone 15 straight starts without pitching 6 innings in a ball game. Another ground ball knocked down. Ramirez up and got him. Outstanding play. Ramirez having a day both at the plate and in the field as the Orioles are retired in order. We go to the 9th inning. 4-0 Indians.
and C make today the day. Gary Thorne and Jim Palmer with you. Great to have you on board. There's the game winds down to the 9th, and the Indians have a 4-0 lead.
Yeah, Michael Givens, an integral part of this Oriole bullpen, trying to get back on track. Pitched on Wednesday in Detroit, a walk and then a wild pitch, led to a run. But again, those are the numbers. Obviously, the left-handed batting very, very high for him. What a marvelous job after converting from a position player. He came here in 2015, was 2-0, and then 8-2, 8-1. Low ERAs, a lot of strikeouts per inning.
Encarnacion is 0 for 7. Lifetime against Givens. He's had 2 strikeouts, fly ball out today.
Yeah, he had, and even when he did get the fastball, it was the best fastball down and away that Chris Tillman threw him. He struck him out with the slider and the fastball.
Trying to stay away from him, did not go around.
And we've talked about all the inclement cold weather and the wind and whatever, and you know, sometimes it affects different pitchers differently. Michael had a very good spring. See there, that's what you talked about, you know, getting the ball in the middle of the plate and trying to launch it.
2-ball, 2-strike count on him. Alonso and Gomes to follow, due up here in the top of the 9th inning. Givens delivery to him. Wow. Be fouled back over the screen. And
you get the feeling sometimes that Edwin, the harder you throw, the harder he'll swing.
He does love that fastball, and he looks for it.
First year with the Indians last year, 38 home runs. He's coming off a 42 home run season with the Blue Jays.
Orioles have worked him away, trying to stay away from the power. Tillman did. Givens doing the same thing here. Tanner Scott, solid 2 innings out of the bullpen. 1 hit, 1 strikeout. Encarnacion will take it, and he is on with a walk and a leadoff walk. Zach Britton last night on his comeback. Here's what he had to say yesterday.
Tomorrow, you know, running, stopping. I'm not sure if I'm going to do throwing, but I'm going to do the running and stopping off the mound and see how it feels.
And that's exactly what he did today.
Yeah, we talked about how pleasant it was. So he's covering first base. He's a ground ball specialist, and he was out there doing all the things. He was running sprints with Mark Trumbo. I said you're going to look very fast if you run with Trumbo, and so just stick with him. Of course, Mark Trumbo is probably going to go out on rehab in the next couple of days, and when he gets back, the lineup will be better. Raji Davis is going to come in and pinch run for Edwin Encarnacion, so the stolen base certainly becomes a possibility here.
Alonso hit one out onto Utah, the first one this year to be put out on Utah Street. The 54th to be hit by an opponent all time, and the 94th all time to go out onto the street, as he really racked one in the 6th inning. Home run number 4, 2-homer inning. Ramirez has had one in that 6th inning, his 5th of the year. And Gomes had a home run back in the 4th. 3-homer day for the Indians. Givens 0-1. Raja Davis fakes the go, pitch inside. SISCO reaching, able to hang on to it, and almost got away. Davis always a threat to take off. Maybe a little less so with Chance Sisco having thrown out 2 here in this ball game than he's been watching from the bench. Alonso 0 for 1 off Givens. Again, he fakes the go. Pitch is going to miss away.
Yeah, and you got to speed up your windup when he gets on. It's just as simple as that. I mean, you can throw over, you can hold the ball, you can step off, but if you don't slide step, you don't get the ball to Chance Sisco, and you can see how big that lead is.
And get him back. He had walked off about as far as he can go over there.
Well, Michael Givens is one of the more athletic pitchers you're ever going to see. Terrific fielder. That came up as a second baseman, shortstop. Like you're having another defender in the middle of the field.
Davis 4 for 4, stealing bases. 2-1 delivery, and there he goes. Fouled off.
Yeah, Yonder Alonso actually on a team that scored 818 runs and won 102 games. Carlos Santana signed as a free agent with the Phillies, so he kind of takes his place. For Santana, always struck out a lot. He hit 23 home runs last year. Switch hitting first baseman, former catcher.
Alonso coming in, leading the team in RBIs. 2-ball, 2-strike count. See if Davis goes. He does not. Breaking ball is going to be inside. And the count goes to 3-2.
You know he's
Holmes
running
on
now,
deck.
yeah.
Well, we'll see whether he takes off here. Sandy Alomar Jr., first base coach, talking to him, making sure he's got the sign. 3-2, runner goes, and that ball's going to be popped up the other way, heading over to the seats and out of play. And Givens doing what you got to do in this era of the shift. Pitcher has to break off the mound on that weak side, if you will, where there's nobody close to a pop-up by third base. So Givens immediately broke in that direction. You got Manny Machado playing way over towards second base. Givens 3-2. He'll do it again. Runner goes. Same result. Roger Davis getting a little workout. Will head back. That's 4 foul balls here in this at bat.
Oh, Davis a late sign, and of course you can do a lot of things to help you win, and stealing bases is one of them. And he can steal bases when you know he's going to steal bases. That's how good a base runner he is.
3-2, quick throw. Try and get him leaning the other way. Davis takes off, and it's outside. So Givens has walked the first 2 batters faced here in the 9th inning. So the Indians are going to get yet another chance to put some more runs up on the board. Yan Gomes coming up. His 3rd home run came in the 4th inning. He has grounded out and struck out in the other at bats in the ball game. And the Orioles will get themselves set here, hoping for a ground ball in the double play with nobody out. Delivery on the way to Gomes, and that is in there for a strike. Gomes has faced Givens only a couple of times, and he is 0 for 2 against the Orioles right-hander. Indians today 0 for 6 in these situations. They've left 3 on base. There goes the runner. Throw down to third, and got him. Chance Sisco, the 3rd base stealer that he has taken of the Cleveland Indians, and why Davis would want to do that, I'm not sure.
Well, you better make it. They're already in scoring position, and it's not an easy throw because of the batter. So he's going. He doesn't get a particularly good jump, but the throw just perfect. Well, there goes your scouting report. You can run on Chance Sisco.
They're taking a look at it. They're not going to challenge.
And not what you really want to do, but that's 3. I don't remember the last time that's happened. Might be a Rick Dempsey moment when people like, but they didn't run on Demper. You know, the book on Chance Sisco, young, but he has really worked hard to be a much better thrower.
1 ball, 1 strike count. That's a big out. That ball down the line and left will end up foul. So it leaves a runner at first base now with 1 down. I mean, that's just not a very good decision by Davis to try and steal there. It gets you virtually nothing because there was nobody out.
No. What's that Cardinal rule? You never make the 1st or the 3rd out at third base. Well, he just did that. And I'm, again, we're talking about a guy that this is what he does, steal bases. But saw Campaneris do it. You know, one of the best base runners with 2 outs in the 9th, down by 2 runs.
1-2 the count. Givens, a little help, a lot of help. Chance Cisco on that out, and a swing and a miss on a pitch that was away.
Yeah, well, there's the Michael Gibbons. 96 and a good location, good. I mean, what's the late life on this ball? It just takes off. So you think you might be able to foul it off, maybe recover that outside corner, and you could see it's way out, but the illusion in the twilight that it was going to be close to the strike zone.
So now there are 2 down. Alonso's still over there at first base. Naquin will take a strike on the outside corner. He's gone 0 for 3 after a 2 for 2 in the ball game last night. Naquin has not faced Givens before.
I'm hearing something in the about Matt Wieters, the last Oriole catcher, to throw out 3 base runners in 1 game.
Matt Wieters did it, and was on August 25 of 2012 against Toronto. Last Orioles catcher to get 3 caught stealings in the same game. And interesting that Raja Davis, who just got thrown out at third, was one of the runners that Wieters threw out. And Givens finishes it off with a couple of strikeouts. So the Orioles get a shot. We go to the bottom of the 9th. The Indians lead at 4-0. Andrew Kashner will be on the mound against Corey Kluber. Our coverage on Masson, 12:30. O's Extra presented by Masson, and the game at 1. All the access you need right here on Masson. So Cisco really helping out the defensive side of the game with the 3 caught stealings that he's thrown out. Now the Indians. Mike Clevenger is going to try and get his first complete game and maybe a shutout at the major league level.
Yeah, he never threw more than 108 pitches last year. It was a fabulous bullpen. Lowest ERA in the American League were the Indians.
He has had 1 complete game in his entire professional career. It was with Columbus in 2016. He has never thrown a shutout in his professional career, minor or major leagues. Alvarez leading it off. A couple of fly ball outs, and he is struck out. Clevenger looks as strong now as he did back in the 2nd inning.
And we've seen that fastball. I mean, that one was 90. We've seen 94, 95 on occasion. Sliders, all different speeds.
It'll be Alvarez, Manny Machado, and Jones. Alvarez reaching right field. Naquin is there, puts it away, 1 down, bottom of the 9th inning. Orioles have been shut out once this year. The Indians already have 2 shutouts to their credit as a team. Manny Machado coming up, a base hit. He has struck out and drawn a walk. Carrasco has recorded a complete game win for the Indians, and so has Corey Kluber. Chopper, second base, Kipnis. And these outs are coming fast and furious over the last 4 innings.
Well, Meekly, I know we'll probably get the number what the exit velocity today was on, and they keep track of that now. What league average is 88. Matthew Boyd pitched for the Tigers. The Orioles only got a couple of runs in that game. It was like 83. So they haven't hit the ball very hard off of Clevenger at all today. He's been that outstanding.
So Clevenger 1 out away from a first in his career. Couple of firsts. Complete game shutout.
A lot of times, Gary, you're never out there, so you don't know what to do, but it doesn't seem like it's a problem for him.
No. 2 down, nobody on. Jones will take a pitch for a strike.
Sometimes you get ahead of yourself, and in the old days, in the minor leagues, you would have pitched complete games. So it's not a foreign place to be. In big leagues, not too often.
That'll be bounced away. Orioles have been retired in order in the 6th, 7th, 8th, and potentially here in the 9th inning. Last base runner was in the 5th. Chance Sisco had a leadoff single, then a double play took him off the base paths, and the Orioles only 2 hits, a little number to first base. Alonso says, I got it, and so the ball goes to Clevenger. As the Indians get the victory, they come away with a 4-0 shutout of the Orioles. Clevenger goes 2-0, getting the complete game shutout. Chris Tillman, the Orioles starter, will take the loss. He is 0-4 on the year. Clevenger was really magnificent, just dominated here in this game. And the Orioles will go after it. 1-1 in this 4-game set now. Game 3. Andrew Kashner on the mound against Corey Kluber tomorrow. Our coverage on Masson begins at 12:30 O's Extra, followed by game coverage at 1. This has been a Masson presentation. Tom and Rick, they'll be coming right up after a short break. Take a look back at Game 2 in this series. For Jim Palmer and all of our crew, I'm Gary Thorne. Have a great Saturday night. Adieu.